Hello everyone and now welcome to a ladder match, a NetEase ladder match between Infi and Bike. Infi has spawned as the random red human player over here on the top left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, over here on the bottom right we have Bike spawning as the blue human player over here on the bottom right. Human mirror match with Chinese characters. Yes, Arya, can you read those characters? Up there? 你可以读吗?
I see Wall and me.
Wall and me. Okay, that's all right. Well, you can tell. And her. Okay, how? Anyways, coming back around, we are looking at a bike opening up down over here on the bottom right-hand side of the map. Barracks, farm, altar of kings, all, well, gonna go ahead and continue to train up units. And it never fails. In between the first game and the second game, viewers drop by about like 20% because everyone thinks I'm done. Can't say I've heard of Bike before. Yeah, can't say I've heard of a Bike either. But we'll see what his particular strategy will be. Now, you know, I've heard comments say, like, when you're playing against a random, things are very often very difficult. On ladder, it is my personal take that if you're playing random or your opponent is playing random, try not to ask what your opponent's race is. I mean, it's not bad manner. It's almost like asking him what your strategy is going to be. Hey, what race are you? What hero are you going to choose? And don't be offended when that is all part of play. Infi is playing at a very top level right now, going for basically being able to control all of the races very well. And what is this? That altar was very late, so it could be a tavern hero. What tavern hero is going to be chosen here? That is the question in this human mirror match. I've seen Goblin Alchemist as a tavern hero on Terranistan, as that does give you a little bit of an advantage, as the tavern hero is in the center portion of the map, and there, you have access to try and clear out all of these creep camps. Instead, it is going to be a Beastmaster as that very first unit. I always say Zerg when they ask. It's a silly question. Still here. Thank you for tuning in. Quill Beasts are now currently out. Maybe see you in the next game. Yeah, maybe I can do that. Mountain King gonna try and engage here once more. Mountain King gonna go ahead and continue to fight. Stormbolt, is it perhaps gonna land onto that Beastmaster? No, it is not. Damage getting added in. Stormbolt onto a Footman. Footman ending up gonna get taken down to 82 hit points. Mountain King gonna try to make sure of that, and there it goes. All right. Mountain King sitting at level 1, and all Infi is really doing here is denying his opponent any sort of real experience. He does get 25 experience right there, taking down a peasant, as the units are still trying to engage. All right, Quill Beasts, very fast units, can deal a large amount of damage if you let them go unchecked, and that's what they might be doing here, as you're going to see the Quill Beast trying to poke down a couple of peasants once more. All right, peasant trying to make its way back inside. Is it going to try and retreat? Yes, it will. And, well, the Quill Beast is going to be forced to retreat back again. Stormbolt being used on a Quill Beast, and that's a little bit of a win for Infi as well, as mana off of the Mountain King is an important strategy. Thank you for the follow once again. The Quill Beast trying to get in all of this damage across all of these units. He knows that he's not really investing all too much. Arcane Tower there. Is he going to go after, yeah, microing to make sure he's trying to take down that unit? And that, well, Quill Beast will end up getting taken down, but not giving any experience. Lightning Shield on a Rogue. There goes one Footman, and Bike is having a very bad day. Quill Beast going to be coming in from the side. There goes another Footman to that Lightning Shield. So much damage to be had, and well, the problems are still coming up. All right, Quill Beast back out onto the field. Mountain King getting a Stormbolt off onto one of those Footmen. It gets taken down, but I think the Footman may have ended up dying at the hands of a Renegade Wizard instead. As we're looking at these units, well, retreat back once more. All right, who's going to be able to finish off this Rogue Wizard creep camp? Level 2 first on the Beastmaster. Mountain King still sitting at level 1 right now, not even having that extra bit of mana. Infi playing a very aggressive game here. He is already teching the tier 2. Meanwhile, his opponent has just started teching the tier 2, perhaps realizing, you know what, there is no way my opponent is trying to set up an expansion at this point and stage in the game. He hasn't even had really any time to creep out that location. Forest Troll Shadow Priest trying to back away. The Forest Troll Shadow Priest incredibly important in this game right now, as Abolish Magic to shut down those Quill Beasts is absolutely necessary. All right, Footman. Are we going to see an engagement right there? Yes, finishing off that last rogue. It did have Frost Armor, causing a bit of problems. Low hit point Footman. Is it going to take some damage? Yes, it will, but still able to escape at 41 hit points. What is the Beastmaster going to do? Perhaps try to hire up some more units. No, there is still a rogue right there trying to get a little bit of experience away. Mountain King does sit at level 2. Mountain King does have access to Stormbolt again, and finding the Footman and taking him down once more. Very important. Mountain King down to 223 hit points. Mountain King gets in a lucky bash as well, as the Forest Troll Shadow Priest, well, may have stayed its welcome. Forest Troll Shadow Priest now going to go ahead and back up inside his own base and, well, stay under the protective cover fire of that arcane tower. As the Mountain King and Beastmaster continue to just wander around the maps here. Quill Beast Footman trying to engage against, well, playing a little bit of a game. And I think Infi has gotten into the head of Bike. Bike has been just trying to clear out this, well, orange creep camp, this mercenary camp, and this is something that's normally relatively easy to do. You call a couple of militia, and by the 2-minute 30-second mark, maybe 3 minutes, you have that creep camp cleared out. After all of the harassment, Bike just clears out that creep camp at the 6-minute 20-second mark, and, well, what about Infi? Infi is going to pretty much do the same exact thing, only being 20 seconds behind, but after, well, making sure his opponent loses a lot of units as well. He's also winning the experience race, or the tech race, as he is going into castle with a Griffin Aviary R ready. We could be looking at Griffins at the 7-minute 30-second mark, 8-minute mark here, already being trained up, and that would absolutely be devastating to Bike, being able to see Griffins that early while there are still a large number of footmen out on the field. I believe that was a follow. Beastmaster now making its rounds out again. We can see a Hawk going to be doing a little bit of scouting here. What is the Beastmaster hoping to do? It has a Clarity Potion, Scroll of Regeneration. As the castle is now done, we should be going into Griffins. There's one Griffin, a second Griffin already being added in as well. And the Griffins are going to really make short work as we see this solo play here. As I was, well, reminded of in games past, there is an experience boost if you are at tier 3 and only have one hero, and that is exactly what we're looking at here. Beastmaster solo hero at tier 3 castle, getting a major experience boost, and will be able to perhaps get up to level 5 rather quickly. Tome of Strength, those peasants need to walk away. Not quite sure why the peasants were preventing any reading for that Beastmaster, as we should be looking at 2 Griffins joining in on the fight here in just a moment. Mountain King purposely staying away, allowing that Archmage to get to level 2 and have access to Brilliant Aura. Will it be better to have a higher level Beastmaster, or would it be better to have multiple heroes? That is going to be the question of the hour, as the Beastmaster sits at level 3, should be able to get to level 4 here, but I don't see any real healing other than the potion of healing there. Ring of Protection going to get picked up, that Tome of Strength being still left behind there, Tome of Intelligence and Wand of Illusion. Are we perhaps going to be looking at Wand of Illusion used on those Griffins? Water Elemental currently out onto the field. That's going to be a big deal. Stormbolt onto the Griffin Rider, and wow, having an Archmage with Water Elementals absolutely important in this fight, as we see multiple Beastmasters trying to come across, down to 41 hit points. That one Griffin Rider able to escape. The Forest Troll Shadow Priest not so lucky, as the units are now trying to fight their way through. Mountain King seeing that level 3 still. There are a couple of priests, but nope, one priest already taken down. Footmen getting taken out very quickly, and I am actually surprised that it went multiple Beastmaster in the matchup as opposed to trying to go for hiding those Griffins. We are looking at another Griffin joining in on the making its way back in. This Griffin now needs to retreat back home. We don't see a Staff of Sanctuary on that Beastmaster, something I would have thought that the Beastmaster would get, knowing the cost of those units there. All right, Stormbolt straight up onto that Forest Troll Berserker. Beastmaster gonna try and get to level 5 here, perhaps finish off this, pick up that tome as we see more units joining on the fight here. All right, how much damage can really be done? Forest Troll Shadow Priest gonna get lost as the Scroll of Town Portal whisks everyone away. Double Priest, double Hero should be able to clear up this Rogue and Assassin creep camp, or what is left of it. Meanwhile, we are looking at a Quill Beast still wandering around here. So Beastmaster using this army in an interesting method. Are we going to see a Scroll of Regeneration? There you are, finishing off that Footman. There's that Staff of Sanctuary. Staff of Sanctuary, that low hit point Griffin Rider to be able to rejoin in on the fight. I do not see Animal War training on the Griffin Riders as of yet, even though we are still training up more Griffins. All right, both sides running up on 2 bases. However, the sides with, well, Griffins normally can take down these towers and be effective at, well, finishing off the remaining units here. Staff of Teleportation, in comes the Beastmaster. Beastmaster ready to fight and engage. Quill Beasts are that level 3 variety, as you see an Invisible Hawk, well, trying to... Is that invisible? Yeah, that is currently invisible. You are unable to see a Scroll of Town Portal now being brought back home as well. Griffins now making their way over. Are they going to perhaps take down a couple of these militia? There is, well, militia is not the form that you want to be in when going up against those units. And there you go. There goes one peasant. More peasants going to get taken down. No, not going after the peasants with heavy armor, going them after with the medium armor. So the Griffins are just trying to take down these units here. All right, couple rounds, couple volleys should finish them off. There goes a, nope, not finishing them, losing a bit of aggro as there goes another peasant again. In comes the main army. Mountain King is in position. Archmage should be dropping a water elemental as all of those scout towers were quickly canceled. Army now making their way in from the back here as we are looking at, well, a blacksmith trying to be added to perhaps try and train up some riflemen, but it doesn't look like that will be completed anytime soon. Back off to the north, the expansion could end up getting taken down. We are trying to set up more scout towers, but they do not look like they will be up and operational anytime, as a Scroll of Town Portal now being brought on over. All right, Mountain King didn't take time to read that Tome of Strength on the way out. Scroll of Town Portal lands back off to the north. Stormbolt onto a Griffin as the fight is still raging on over here. All right, Beastmaster, Wana Mana Stealing. Beastmaster gets up to level 6. Level 6 Beastmaster as the Water Elemental could get taken down. There it goes. Stormbolt onto another unit again. What is this Beastmaster doing? This Beastmaster is running away from the battle as all of the Griffins are so slowed as they're trying to head back. Water Elemental may be able to finish it off. One more shot would have done it. And no, it is able to escape at 4 hit points. All right, Wand of Mana Stealing used again. There is a follow-up bash. We should be looking at a Stormbolt here. Mountain King needs a little bit of time. There it goes. There's that Stormbolt. And, well, Mountain King going to get in front of that Beastmaster. Follow-up bash again as that Beastmaster tries to get away. There is a little bit of damage trying to cause some problems. Beastmaster trying to head back here. Are we going to see another Stormbolt once more as the Mountain King was hoping to proc a bash again? There is a Quill Beast out onto the field. Arcane Tower removing some of that mana again. And, well, nope, no Stormbolt as the Beastmaster just running laps. Coming back inside across here. Griffins going after the Forest Troll Berserkers. Archmage trying to finish off these 2 low hit point Griffin Riders, unable to do so as the Archmage is still exchanging blows. Down at level 4 right now. Wants to drop another Water Elemental. Hasn't been able to do all that much. Staff of Sanctuary saves one Griffin Rider here as it teleports back as well. Mountain King, is it going to Stormbolt to that Beastmaster? No, it is not. Beastmaster still retreating all the way back here. Meanwhile, we see Griffins trying to Griffin and that Dragon Hawk, or the Spirit Hawk, trying to finish off that Arcane Tower, and it does exactly that. Damage getting added in once more. Priests are showing back up to the fight. We are looking at the Archmage and the Water Elemental looking to shut down the expansion as the Mountain King now makes its way over. Level 6 Beastmaster is now going to be joined alongside a level 1 Blood Mage. Blood Mage out onto the field to perhaps try and shut down or provide plenty of mana for that Beastmaster. Beastmaster is very mana intensive as the Griffin Riders are going after the peasants again. Infi, well, just coming across with using very different strategies to shut down his opponent and doing a great job of that as the Archmage with double Water Elementals should be able to finish off this Town Hall. Meanwhile, Well, a couple of slow going down onto those units here. More slow onto the Beastmaster. What is this Beastmaster really hoping to do? Getting caught in all of these locations. Banish on targets for Griffin Riders. That could also be the case. I really think it's right now Siphon Mana to try and stop that Mountain King for now. But, well, the Mountain King already naturally has that natural way to stop that channeling ability, Bash and Stormbolt. Blood Mage and all of those units still engaging again. Are we going to see that Blood Mage will make its way over? And it is Siphon Mana as that first ability, perhaps Banish as the second one to finish off some of those heroes as they are going to be forced to take more damage. Beastmaster down to, what, 450 hit points, trying to get away. Will he be able to teleport back? Stormbolt, no. Paladin as the third hero, as we see a Hawk take to the skies. Alright, this expansion could end up getting taken down. Level 2 on that Blood Mage. Blood Mage is going to be in some serious trouble. Stormbolt going to come across. There goes that Blood Mage taken down with that final hammer in the back. Alright. So far, one Hawk is in position. Beastmaster continuing to fight. Blood Mage has fallen at level 2. Stampede was used to deal a lot of damage to these buildings as the Beastmaster gets up to level 7. Are we going to see a Scroll of Town Portal? You better believe it, as that Beastmaster down to 233 hit points with no easy way out. Beastmaster, or if that Mountain King actually finds a way to get a Stormbolt off, no, unable to do that as that Beastmaster now teleports back. Upgrading the castle, very low hit point farms here. You can see the Spirit Hawk is in position, just taking down these two farms is going to cause some problems, as there goes another building here, and this Hawk perhaps going to try and finish off this farm. Needs a little bit more time, I think, because of the slow, and one or two more shots should do it. One more shot should do it. Oh, and the Dispel Magic forced it to move, thereby not giving that last attack. Alright, coming back through. Well, trying to mine away here. No mining going on here. Infi is actually behind economically right now. He is still mining in his main base, as so both sides are looking at one base mining. Griffins are now making their way back. Paladin actually up to level 2 somehow during all of this time, as the Griffins are now joining in on the fight. Level 7 Beastmaster, very, very scary. Level 7 Beastmaster with level 3 Quill Beast, level 3 Hawks, and Stampede as the abilities. Meanwhile, the Griffins going after some of those units here. Stormbolt could go down onto a Griffin Rider, down to 300 hit points. It is going to be dead here in just a second, and you cannot be sacrificing your Griffin Riders like that. Griffin Riders are incredibly expensive, and on top of that, they provide a lot of experience to your opponent. Beastmaster joining in on the fight here, actually taking away experience from the Blood Mage and that Paladin, as the Siphon Mana continuing to give more mana to that Beastmaster here. Coming back through. I know. Coming back through. Well, Stormbolt onto the Blood Mage. Blood Mage, Staff of Sanctuary, saving that Blood Mage here. Mountain King just trying to get in a little bit of extra gold. Where is that Beastmaster? Perhaps going to try and go Stampede. Should be ready here in just a moment. Perhaps trying to take down some of these main buildings. And the buildings of Bike are actually very, very low. There's not that many buildings here. There is a castle. We are trying to upgrade and get more peasants. More Griffins are going to get added in here. The Beastmaster, however, there is that Stampede, and it's going to try to get some damage. Staff of Teleportation comes in. Stormbolt coming in from the Mountain King as the Stampede comes to an end. Mountain King going to perhaps try and stop this Beastmaster. It looked like Bike knew exactly what the Beastmaster was going to try and do, and that is just try and deal damage to buildings. Quill Beast getting in front of the Mountain King just enough, but I think another Stormbolt could be in order here in just a moment. But the Beastmaster with, well, 800 plus hit points should be able to retreat all the way back home anyways. Coming back on the other side, Water Elementals making their way over here. Guard Towers, Guard Tower gonna get destroyed pretty quickly. Griffin Riders, however, all of them are being massively slowed. There's Banish, and we're gonna see that Water Elemental get taken down here in just a second. Siphon Mana away from that Sorceress. Plenty of mana to go around. And is that Blood Mage just gonna be able to constantly just give mana to that Paladin, and then have that Paladin heal that Blood Mage back? Blood Mage doesn't want to go below 15 mana, as it would then end up losing the ability to siphon mana as well. All right, Griffin Riders perhaps going to go after some of those other units. Are we going to see another Siphon Mana? Yeah, away from that Archmage. Archmage losing all of that precious mana, not able to, well, cast any more Water Elementals. There goes a Griffin Rider, though. So both sides are exchanging units. Our Archmage leading an army of Sorceresses and Priests, and going up against the Paladin, Blood Mage, and Griffins. Meanwhile, on the south side, Beastmaster taking all the time of that Mountain King. There goes a Priest right there again. Blood Mage a little bit low on mana. Will be able to siphon more mana away from that Archmage. Archmage looks like it wants to drop another Water Elemental. There goes level 3 siphon mana, well, breaking the link right there as that Water Elemental will get taken down. Are we going to see a Holy Light? Yes, we do, as the Blood Mage needs to perhaps get some more mana from someone else. All right, trying to get some more mana again, giving the mana to that Paladin. Paladin going to be able to Holy Light that, Holy Light a Griffin Rider, as the units are going to get, or no, the Beastmaster, double scrolls of healing. One scroll of healing being used right there. Mountain King not, well, losing a lot of precious mana. There's a bash onto the Beastmaster. Beastmaster going to get down to 35. Staff of Sanctuary saves it, though, as the Paladin was on top of things. Beautiful save right there. Holy Light saving the Blood Mage again. Units are just exchanging back and forth. Beastmaster is going to be out of commission for quite some time. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability by that Paladin as he's continuing to try and Holy Light more units. Blood Mage going to be in a little bit of trouble as the Griffin Rider going to get taken down. 5 Griffins, all of them slowed. Archmage getting in some extra damage here. Are we going to see that last Griffin Rider get taken out? No, down to 204 hit points, but it's able to fly in order to get away. High mobility, the key right there. However, Quill Beasts causing problems at the natural expansion, so really no mining at the natural expansion as of yet. Paladin, more units going to try and fight and engage once more. Forestral Berserker in that frontline spot, getting in some damage under the Griffin Rider. Staff of Sanctuary saving that Griffin Rider there. Meanwhile, the Beastmaster is now back in action. All right, the Griffin Riders are trying to hang back, try to cover, or provide a little bit of cover here. Militia joining in on the fight here, and that's exactly what you want to see. Well, bringing that home field advantage, as this expansion, if it is lost, would be the death of Infi. Level 7, level 3, level 3. Multiple Staff of Sanctuaries being used by all 3 heroes to try and constantly refresh not only the Griffins, but also potential low hit point heroes as well. Paladin unable to heal itself. This has been a rather strange human mirror, and it didn't even start off as a human mirror, as Infi opted to go for random as his race choice. 43 supply over 48. Are we going to perhaps be trying to train up any additional units? 1 Water Elemental hanging back again as the Griffins are going to be making their way down. All right, we are 22 minutes into this game, and no one has even thought about taking these last corner expansions on the map, as the main natural expansions still have plenty of gold for mining. All right, Mountain King getting in front. Spellbreakers causing some more feedback here. Illusions now joining in to try and get in front. Siphon mana away from that other mana. Staff of Sanctuary saves. Are we going to perhaps see a bash? I thought we saw a bash right there, but it looked like it just shook it off and was continuing to walk on his merry way. Archmage almost up to level 6 now. And that is scary. Archmage almost getting up to level 6. His second hero perhaps going to be able to get that ultimate ability. Even though this is a rather small map, things do, and what is going on here? All of the peasants able to retreat back. Archmage needs to be very careful, though. Doesn't want to get caught away from the remaining units. All right, Paladin sitting at level 3 will not get to level 4. Town halls do not give any experience, or at least I don't believe so. Trees and ancients actually give experience, since they do in fact fight back. We're looking at 48 supply compared to 45, both sides sitting in no upkeep. However, Infi's no upkeep army still looks rather scary, as we're going to see them make their way back over. All right, there is a low hit point, where a low timed Water Elemental getting quickly destroyed, as the Altar of Kings going to get taken down there. Blood Mage very much nearby as well, as the army being forced to rotate back down to the south. All right, a couple of peasants could get taken down here. 1-0 upgrades. Are these units all going to end up getting lost? Going to try and engage back off to the north here. Was there a Scroll of Town Portal? Yes, there was. Archmage with True Shot Aura and Water Elementals trying to provide cover as all of these units head back here. Mountain King does not have an Orb of Fire. That does surprise me, as the Orb of Fire is perhaps what is necessary to try and take down, bash down a couple of these Griffins and finish them off. Please help them. Want to compliment Archmage now trying to continue to make its way over. I keep on thinking, is it Archmage or Archmage? Archmage is still making its way in here. I believe Blizzard says it's one thing, while Latin says it's another. That is the difference there. Anyways, Archmage going to continue to push off. It's Archbishop. Both technically work. Like the Latin pronunciation versus the Blizzard official way. It depends. Blizzard has used both. All right. That is true. Anyways, let's make our way back down into here. Arcane Sanctum about to get taken down. Forest Troll Berserker taking a little bit of splash damage, as it looks as that though the Storm Bolt or the Storm Hammers are in play here. Meanwhile, Griffin's continuing to back up. And what is going on? Beastmaster, Blood Mage, and Paladin deciding to clear out green creep camps at the 25-minute mark of this game here. Siphon mana, gonna take some of that mana away from that rogue wizard. Blood Mage gonna be, well, full on mana for quite a bit of time, as Bike is just stuck inside his bake, unsure of what to do. 37 supply compared to 48. Infi is really not going all out. We are looking at long distance mining happening as well. So long distance mining to perhaps set up this expansion. His opponent, well, there is a couple of enforcers off over here. We're going to see them try and engage once more. Beastmaster shows up to the party. Blood Mage may be able to get to level 4 if the Beastmaster backs off, but it doesn't seem to be the case at all. More damage coming back through. Quill Beast coming here. Griffin Riders off on the other side, just completely trapping off his opponent. The Water Elemental gets taken down, giving in even more experience. Orb of Fire now on that Mountain King, as I mentioned earlier, getting in that bash, absolutely necessary. Blood Mage does get to level 4. Paladin sitting at level 4, but Archmage doesn't have... Archmage, yeah. Anyways, let's make our ways. I think that Bike doesn't have harassment potential on his unit. No. And it looks like Infi is going to slowly rebuild up his expansion here in just a moment, forcing his opponent, forcing Bike to stay in his base. Infi is just going to win this game pretty much through just attrition here. 27 minutes into this game, and both sides not in a comfortable position at all, but Infi, with the high mobility of all of these Griffins and constant harassment, able to shut down and deal a large amount of damage. All right, Water Elemental quickly going to get taken down. There it goes. Those Storm Hammers dealing magic damage, dealing bonus damage there. Beastmaster gonna perhaps try and engage here. 25. You can see experience still being given across the board. Storm or a Stormbolt or a bash onto that Griffin Rider right there, as well. A Sorceress tries to get in position. There goes another attack from that Mountain King, and well, that Orb of Fire does reduce the amount of healing. There is no counter to Griffs. There is counter to Griffs, but well, you need a blacksmith is what you need in order to counter Griffins. And Infi made sure to really shut down any sort of serious blacksmith play. Meanwhile, Beastmaster is off over here. Mountain King going to try and engage. There are a couple of Spellbreakers on the ground, and if there were blacksmiths, this game would be very, very different. A handful of blacksmiths would be able to shut... one blacksmith and a handful of riflemen would be able to fight back here. Peasants are just constantly getting just pestered here round after round. You can take a look. The Griffin Riders only have 450 range. Riflemen are able to often get in 2 shots before the Griffins are able to even line up, and that's because of that range and that slow. Griffin Riders making their way back over again. Well, there goes another Spirit Hawk keeping track of everything as well. That is a level 3 Spirit Hawk, 48 to 57 damage. Actually, very high damage, comparable to a Griffin Rider, as the units are going after that Water Elemental, and that Water Elemental is just getting absolutely focused down and taken down so quick. All right, Griffin Rider down to, well, up to 900 hit points, as those units are trying to back that one Griffin Rider. Very long Stormbolt stun. Perhaps a couple of bashes in there as well. And the fact that there is no flying machines to be able to see on top of the forest is a very big issue as well. The Mountain King would have been able to finish off one of those Griffin Riders if they in fact were there. As we now see what is going on, are we seeing Beastmaster casting Stampede in a way where all of a sudden the units don't really want to chase. They would actually be exposed to those lizards, and that would be the downside as well. Great use of that Stampede. Stampede actually has a very, very wide area of effect, and he's using it as a very strong zoning tactic. Paladin and Blood Mage were off to the side here to try and prevent the Mountain King from being able to Stormbolt, as the units are still fighting back and forth. Staff of Sanctuary saves another Griffin Rider, and what is the downside if you're not forced to able to mine anything? Just constantly just Staff of Preservation your own units back home if they get low on hit points. Well, at this point, Dragonhawk Riders would not be a very strong counter to Griffins, because one Dragonhawk Rider wouldn't be able to do it. You actually need like 3 or 4, and being able to have 2, actually like maybe even 5. Otherwise, those other Griffins would just be able to focus it down way too quickly. Beastmaster, once again, once more on the move. All these units are going to head back. How many Griffins are healing up at that castle? 1 Griffin will be rejoining in, as we are going into level 2 weapons upgrades on these Griffins. Yeah, so needing more Hawks than your opponent's Griffins to really come out ahead. It's the same problem as well. I'm trying to figure all of that out. Yes, but it's cheaper to have more Hawks and Griffs. All right, there is a Shackle coming in finally to deal with that Spirit Hawk. That Spirit Hawk will get taken down. There is one Dragonhawk Rider taking to the skies, as the Quill Beast is now going to make its way over and deal that damage. Dragonhawk Rider taking a large amount of damage. You can take a look. That Quill Beast, 35 to 40, 39 to 45 damage. High indeed. Archmage now making its way back across here. Priest are just all getting shut down. Stormbolt onto a Griffin Rider, as Dragonhawk Riders are joining. Beastmaster is here, 58 over 72 supply compared to 40 now, and this game is pretty much at an end. Mountain King not going to be able to do enough. Dragonhawk Riders are back out. We see a Scroll of Town Portal. Dragonhawk Rider off over here, gonna, well, be able to exit, as that is the game. An unclimactic end to a long, grueling match. Bike just at the wrong end of harassment for what felt like 15 minutes, as Infi was able to rush to Griffins and control the human mirror. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.